Skol Nation, what's good? We're coming off a heart-pounding 27-24 comeback win against the Bears. But there's a dark cloud over US Bank Stadium today. Our defensive anchor, Blake Cashman, went down with an injury that's got every Vikings fan holding their breath. Stick with me as we unpack this massive Vikings news update and what it means for our squad. You felt it, right? That electric vibe when we stormed back in Chicago, with J.J. McCarthy slinging his first career touchdown to Justin Jefferson. But in the second half, our defense took a hit when Cashman limped off the field. The question on everyone's mind: how bad is it? And can we keep the momentum without him? Let's set the stage. Cashman was a beast in that game, racking up 3 tackles and a pressure before the injury. This isn't just any player. This is the heart of Brian Flores' defense. So what happened out there? Drop your thoughts in the comments. How big of a blow is this for our Vikings? Let's rewind to Monday night at Soldier Field. Blake Cashman was flying around, chasing down Bears QB Caleb Williams like a man possessed. But on a 13-yard scramble by Williams in the third quarter, disaster struck. Cashman pulled up, clutching his right hamstring, and headed straight to the sideline tent. The ESPN broadcast caught it all, and Troy Aikman didn't hold back. When Cashman isn't on the field, this is a different defense. That moment sent chills through Skol Nation. Cashman didn't return, and the Vikings ruled him out for the rest of the game. The man who's been the glue of our defense, 112 tackles, 4.5 sacks, and 8 passes defensed last season, was suddenly gone. Can you feel the weight of that loss? The big question now: how long will he be out? Minnesota Star Tribune's Ben Goesling dropped a bombshell on X on September 9th, saying Cashman's headed for an MRI, with the initial expectation being he'll miss several weeks. What do you think? Can our defense hold up without him? Let me know below. Let's talk about why Blake Cashman is such a big deal for this Vikings defense. Last season, the 29-year-old Eden Prairie native had a career year, signing a 3-year, $22.5 million deal and becoming the heartbeat of Brian Flores' complex scheme. He led the team with 112 combined tackles, 28 pressures, and 8 tackles for loss, all while missing 3 games with a turf toe injury. When Cashman was out last year, the Vikings' defense struggled, giving up nearly 400 yards in losses to the Rams and Detroit. His speed and instincts make him a rare linebacker who can cover the middle of the field, a critical piece in Flores' aggressive play calling. Without him, teams like Sean McVay's Rams and Ben Johnson's Lions carved us up. So what's the vibe in the locker room? You can bet the team's feeling this one. Cashman's not just a playmaker. He's the guy wearing the green dot, relaying Flores calls to the defense. Who steps up to fill that void? Let's keep digging. Sound off in the comments with your predictions. Here's where it gets real. On Tuesday, September 9th, Ben Goesling reported that Cashman's hamstring injury could sideline him for several weeks. That's not just a game or 2. That could mean missing crucial matchups as we fight for NFC North supremacy. The Vikings are 1-0, but the road ahead just got tougher. Hamstring injuries are no joke, especially for a linebacker who relies on speed and agility. Cashman's already got an MRI scheduled to determine the severity, but the early word isn't great. Some fans on X are even speculating he might not be back until after our Week 6 bye. What's your take? Should we brace for a long absence? The silver lining? We've got depth, and one guy stepped up big time in Chicago. Let's talk about the unsung hero who kept our defense alive in the fourth quarter. Who's ready to hear about the backup who might just save our season? Enter Eric Wilson, the veteran linebacker who stepped into Cashman's shoes and didn't miss a beat. In the fourth quarter against the Bears, Wilson tallied 5 combined tackles, a tackle for loss, and, get this, deflected a punt that sparked our comeback. Talk about clutch. Head coach Kevin O'Connell couldn't stop praising Wilson post-game, saying, "I don't know if we win the football game unless you have Eric Wilson." The 30-year-old vet, who started his career with the Vikings under Mike Zimmer, took on the green dot duties, calling plays and keeping the defense steady. But here's the kicker. Can Wilson hold it down for weeks if Cashman's out long-term? He's a 39-game starter with experience, but replacing Cashman's production is a tall order. What do you think? Can Wilson be our defensive savior? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. The Vikings defense was the fifth best scoring unit in the NFL last season, and Cashman was a massive reason why. His 4.5 sacks, 8 passes defensed, and 1 fumble recovered made him a Pro Football Focus standout, ranking as the number 22 overall inside linebacker. Without him, we've seen what happens. Last year's losses to the Rams and Lions exposed how much we rely on Cashman's coverage skills in the middle. Teams with savvy play callers, like the Falcons' Zach Robinson, who we face in Week 2, could exploit that weakness. Are you worried about our defense holding up? The good news? Brian Flores is a defensive genius, and he's got tricks up his sleeve. But losing the green dot guy who makes it all work is a tough pill to swallow. Let's talk about who else might step up. Any guesses? So, who's next in line if Cashman's out for a while? Beyond Eric Wilson, the Vikings have rookie depth with 6th-rounder Kobe King and undrafted free agent Austin Keys. These guys are untested, but they're hungry. Could one of them be the X-factor we need? Last season, Ivan Pace Jr. showed he can ball when Cashman was sidelined, racking up 10, 13, and 6 tackles in 3 games without him. Pace's run defense and pass rushing grades were solid, but his coverage skills took a hit. Can he step up in 2025 and lock down the middle? The Vikings' Week 6 bye could be a blessing if Cashman lands on injured reserve, giving him extra time to heal. But until then, it's all hands on deck. Who do you want to see get more snaps? Pace, Wilson, or a rookie? Let's hear it. Let's talk about the emotional impact on Skol Nation. Cashman's a hometown hero, born in Eden Prairie, and a former Minnesota Golden Gopher. Seeing him go down in the season opener stings, especially after his breakout 2024 season. This guy's not just a player, he's one of us. The fanbase is buzzing on X, with posts highlighting Cashman's impact. One user, at Vikings Fanpage, pointed out our 11-0 record with Cashman this season versus 1-2 without him. That's not just a stat, that's a wake-up call. How are you feeling about this injury, Vikings fans? We've been through tough times before, but this team's got grit. The question is, can we rally around our depth players and keep the wins coming? Let's keep the faith, but I want to hear your vibe. Drop it in the comments. Now, let's look at the schedule. After the Bears, we've got the Falcons in Week 2 and the Bengals in Week 3. Without Cashman, our defense could face some serious tests. Atlanta's Bijan Robinson is a dual-threat back who could exploit any gaps in our linebacker core. Last season, Cashman's absence led to big yards for opponents. The Rams and Lions combined for nearly 800 yards of offense in 2 games without him. Can Flores adjust his scheme to keep us in the fight? Or are we in for a rough stretch? I'm curious. What's your biggest worry for these upcoming games? Is it the run game, the pass game, or something else? Hit me up in the comments and let's talk strategy. Let's take a moment to appreciate what Cashman brings to this team. His 2024 stats, 112 tackles, 28 pressures, 4.5 sacks, aren't just numbers. They're proof of a guy who leaves it all on the field. His ability to cover, rush, and stop the run makes him a 3-down linebacker, a rare breed in today's NFL. Even with a turf toe injury last year, he only missed 3 games and still dominated. That's the kind of toughness we love in Minnesota. But hamstring injuries can be tricky. Will he bounce back as fast this time? What's your gut telling you about Cashman's recovery? Are we looking at a quick return? Or are we bracing for a longer wait? Share your predictions below. Here's a quick reality check. Injuries are part of the game, and the Vikings have faced them before. Remember last season when Cashman went down with turf toe? The defense struggled, but we still found ways to compete. This time, with Eric Wilson stepping up and Ivan Pace Jr. ready to roll, we've got options. Brian Flores is known for his adaptability. Whether it's blitz packages or zone tweaks, he'll find a way to mask our weaknesses. But losing Cashman's leadership and playmaking hurts. How confident are you in Flores' ability to keep this defense elite? Let's keep the energy up, Skol Nation. Drop your thoughts. Do you trust our depth to hold the fort, or are we in trouble? Let's get that comment section buzzing. Let's talk about the Bears game again, because that comeback was pure Vikings magic. Down 17-12 in the fourth, Eric Wilson's deflected punt and 5 tackles were huge, but it was the whole defense stepping up that sealed the deal. J.J. McCarthy's first touchdown pass to Jefferson? Iconic. But Cashman's absence in that final quarter showed how much we rely on him. Wilson did a great job, but the Bears still moved the ball at times. Can we keep that intensity without our star linebacker? What's your take on that game? Did it give you hope or make you nervous? We're 1-0, but the road ahead is tough. Let's hear your game plan for staying undefeated. Drop it in the comments. Now let's address the elephant in the room. The injury bug. Cashman's no stranger to it, missing games in 2022 and 2023 with hamstring issues and last year with turf toe. His durability is a concern, but his heart and hustle are undeniable. Is this just bad luck? Or do we need to rethink how we manage his workload? The Vikings explored free agent options last year when Cashman was out, even working out a $52 million Pro Bowler, according to Heavy.com. Should we look at the market again if Cashman's out long-term? What's your call, Skol Nation? Let's keep the faith, but we need to be real. How do you feel about our linebacker depth, and should we make a move? Hit me up below. As we wrap up this Vikings news update, let's look forward. The MRI results will tell us more about Cashman's timeline, but the early word suggests we're in for a few weeks without him. The bye in Week 6 could be a saving grace. But until then, it's up to Wilson, Pace, and the rookies to hold it down. This team's got heart, and we've got Brian Flores calling the shots. With J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson leading the offense, we're still a force. But the defense needs to step up big time. What's your confidence level in this squad right now? Skol Nation, we're in this together. Let's rally behind our boys and keep the purple pride strong. Drop your thoughts. How are we winning these next games? Alright, Vikings fans, that's the latest on Blake Cashman's injury and what it means for our team. This is a gut check, but we've faced adversity before and come out stronger. Let's keep the faith in Flores, Wilson, and the rest of the squad to carry the torch. What's next for the Vikings? We've got the Falcons in Week 2. And we need every ounce of Skol spirit to keep this 1-0 start rolling. Who's your breakout player for the next game? Let's get that comment section lit up with your predictions and hot takes. If you're as pumped as I am about this team, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for more Vikings news. Share this video with your fellow Skol Nation warriors, and let's keep the purple pride alive. Skol Vikings!